Hi there, my name is Ophelia, and if you're watching me for the first time, I'm a clinical psychologist and I'm here to offer you 5 online grounded behaviors that keep me professional. Number one is I do not share or discuss about my clients' cases. No matter how I want to make a point, you will never find me discuss about any client's case. Better still, some people would ask for consent from their clients, but I don't do that. I want my clients to be confident in me. I want them to have the emotional safety to share even deeper things with me, and their story remains theirs. When they are ready to share it, they will come out and share it, but you will never find me sharing any client's information. I know there are case studies that some psychologists will normally use, but I think there are more ways of explaining a point on social media than even making your client feel a bit of distrust for me as a clinical psychologist, and this keeps me professional and competent. Number two, you never catch me arguing with people online. Why? Because I know that my opinions, my ideas may be misunderstood by thousands of people online. I may be disrespected, I may be seen as incompetent, and I may be bullied, and that could actually influence me to want to banter and cause a vendetta, but you will never catch me because I always would want to be an example. I want to represent a professional. I want to be competent in how I even text. Sometimes you never even find me texting at all. If I like what is being shared, I just give it a love emoji, my thumbs up, and off I go. You see, I just react to it. Or I can also just share it, but you will never find me misunderstanding someone's opinion and coming to argue and debate and all of that. You see, in Ghana, I think we need a lot of social media discernment. The fact that you have a laptop, an internet doesn't mean that you can just text and comment whatever that comes to your mind. We need some tolerance and patience and how we decipher on commenting on you know topics and things like that. Number three, I will never ever make absolute psychological claims about people diagnosis. No. Why would I just come and start giving objections like, if you are behaving this way, it's because you are a narcissist. If you do A, B, or C, it's because you have bipolar. Why would I do that? That's incompetence. That's unprofessional. You can only diagnose somebody after you have assessed them and formulated and gotten your results. And it takes 2 or 3 sessions to actually be absolute. In some cases, we just are like suspected. We only suspect it until we are confirmed, you see. And so I know that human beings are not also simple. No matter how you know someone, it doesn't make them simple, okay? We are very complex and sensitive beings. Why would I just come out and start dishing out diagnosis like that? To prove what? It doesn't make sense to me. It's not logical. And so you will never find me come out and start dishing out diagnosis. You ain't gonna catch me. Yeah, and my online behavior is intentional. When I say intentional, I mean I think twice, sometimes 4 times. I put my license on the line. If I lose it, what would be come of me, you see, so I don't. Number four, you will never ever mix popularity with professional competence. Why would I do that? I know I have been on so many TV platforms, but it's mainly because it's an opportunity to educate Ghanaians about mental health. That's just the main reason why. And so if you find me on TV, if I'm not talking about mental health, it is nothing else, you see. So even though some people may call me that I'm a, in quote, celebrity, I don't see myself as such. I'm not also an influencer. In past, here in Ghana, you have heard about some counselors who became popular and it marred their image as a professional. Even their competence was taken away. Their license became an issue here and there. I don't want. I always calculate my pros and cons. And so you will never find me make claims or objections because I'm seated on TV. No. There are about millions of Ghanaians who watch TV and they want to be educated. They want to be shown the way. Why would you take advantage of that? Why would you want to trend? Why would you want to be a topic or a content? I don't just, to me, it's not logical because our work is so sensitive and it deals with people's emotions. It's not a joke. No matter how you see mental health professionals, we deal with people's inner souls, and that's why we call it soul therapy. We deal with people's souls. And let me just stop at it, but you will never find me mixing popularity with my profession. That will make me very unprofessional and incompetent. Number 5, I will not dress any other way than modest. I know people have come up to say, why am I always modest and I cover up? It's actually my personal values that just, tops my professionalism and competence. I always want to appear neat, modest, competent, diligent, disciplined in my ways. And so you not see me speak anyhow. I'm always articulated and meticulous in things that I say, and I'm intentional about them. If I am not, you never catch me saying those things. And I know that my online representation is literally who I am personally. And so my professional code of conduct and professional ethics are part of me now. You will never catch me not being like that. You will always catch me being very careful, being very empathetic about how I do my things online, because I have to represent. Imagine seeing people behave anyhow, talk anyhow, dress anyhow, and they are mental health professionals. Even though we don't do that, can't you see how we are stigmatized? Can't you see how people make fun of us and they think we are a joke because we are mental health professionals? Imagine adding that up to just being anyhow. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go to clubhouses, I don't go to places that is questionable. All these are lifestyle behaviors that protects the profession. If you want to be a mental health professional, you have to start. You have to start defining that. You have to start refining yourself to fit into the role. The way you dress, the way you talk, they call it walk the talk of being a professional. It's the same way for lawyers. They cannot act anyhow. You always have to be one step ahead with how you think and how you talk, how you behave, how you respond to matters. There has to be that thin line between you and a lay person. And so, in short, if you want to join the profession, you can always find me on my social media platforms. The Ghana Psychology Council is there. At ministries, you can find them and ask more questions about the profession. If you need any help, any mental health, all the major hospitals here in Accra has a professional who works. Just walking, have your health insurance or your private health insurance, and you will get the help that is needed. So if you admire my profession, if you admire me, it's because I have put in the work. I've always wanted to be known as someone who walked the talk. And I think I'm still learning, and I hope to make the profession attractive for you, because we need a lot of mental health professionals here in Ghana. Bye.